What's going on, guys? So this was just a fun little example of why a compact dump trailer comes in really handy. Now, what we did was really just a test. It was the first opportunity for me to use my new mini dump trailer. This thing is super cool. It's a Texas Pride, 6 foot wide, 10 foot long, with 16-inch tall sides to the inside of the dump area. Why this is such a unique trailer and different from anything else that's on the market is because everything else on the market is usually 4 feet high at the top of the rails right here, which means when you're loading it, you're loading from up here into it, and you can maybe only reach maybe a couple feet inside. Because we built this to have a top rail height of 37 inches, we have the ability essentially to walk right up to it, and that little smudge which is in the middle, I can touch it. I can really get inside of this trailer, which is awesome. Whenever you're loading things, whenever you're moving things around, that was the reason why this is so special. It required a lot of innovation, such as switching to a different type of axle position so the deck could be as low as possible, because that was really the key. If the typical deck height of the back here is 36 inches, and then you throw a rail height up here that's another 15, 16, 17, 18 inches on top of that, well, again, you have a deck height a rail height that's like this tall, and it's harder to utilize on a piece of property like this because, again, you have to hope that whatever you're loading into it doesn't require you to have to reach in and grab or to position. This is really cool, especially considering it has the telescopic boom right here at the end. A lot of people like to call it an end dump. Really nice. The highest capacity we've tested, and we've tested a lot of these things, and it's really cool on such a small trailer. Almost everything else uses either a scissor style lift from the center or uses like a dual or single ram that moves it up from the center. This really just requires electric up hydraulics and then gravity tilt back down. Has the toolbox integrated to the front of it, which is super, super nice. On the back of it, this has a really, really cool gate that we could have done a couple different things here. If we wanted to spread this out, I could have simply tilted the back open right here, used the spreader gate feature, and just poured it while I was pulling it forward and spread it out. In this case, I just wanted to dump it all out because I'm going to use the tractor to level it in this area, and we just opened up the gates, and I love the auto locking mechanism right here, auto latching, to keep the gates open. This is really, really cool, and it looks really good behind the bad boy tractor. That is really, really cool. The tractor has no problem towing it. I know this is a relatively small load. Dirt weighs a lot more than you might think, and that's actually reclaimed asphalt. So really cool. We only moved it about 50 feet. Again, this was just to kind of demonstrate, or really for me to demonstrate to myself and to show you all using the trailer for the first time. The fact is, the whole point of what we did here was moved the reclaim from right there about 50 feet over to right here, because traditionally we would have had to get the tractor, get a load, move it over here, dump, go back, get another load, move it over here, dump, go back, get another load, move it over here, dump. That's exactly what we had to do with the reclaim we put around the shop and anywhere else on the property. Instead, I made much shorter movements, maybe about 6 feet from the pile that was right there, loaded it in the back of the dump trailer very quickly. I didn't have to switch from four-wheel drive or from low gear or mid gear. It was basically simple movements of loading, dumping, loading, dumping, loading, dumping, and then pulling the trailer over here with the same tractor and just dumping it all into a pile right where I needed it, or spreading it if I wanted to do that. That's the reason why this trailer is going to be so useful. Whenever it comes tree trimming season, or when we have to start cutting limbs down or getting lumber, we can simply hook the tractor to the trailer, drag it anywhere we need to go, load it all up, and then take it to where we need to drop it off, dump it out. You guys saw for the first time just how high this thing will actually dump, which is super, super cool. An angle that you typically don't get with these small compact dump trailers. And again, what's really nice about this is because I can position the weight anywhere I want in the dump bed of this trailer, I can really change the towing dynamics. I can change how much weight is transferring to the back of the truck by putting more of the material right here. If I want it to be heavier, if I want it to be lighter, I can position more weight directly over the axles, and it's going to take some of the weight off of the tongue. That's the big difference between something like this and something like that. With an RV, all the weight is pretty much static. It's where it's going to be because the furniture, the countertops, the kitchen, the appliances, they're all stationary and essentially tied into that one spot permanently. The only weight you can manipulate is the weight you bring with you, the cargo you bring with you, or perhaps the amount of propane you put in the batteries or things like that. So whenever people say, well, why would you take a trailer like this all the way up to 10,000 pounds in terms of gross vehicle vehicle weight when you say 6,000 pounds or 6,500 pounds for an RV for a half-ton truck. And again, the reason for that is much lower wind profile. Wind is not going to have nearly the impact on this as it would that. Secondly, I can move the weight around in this. I can position it differently to make sure that I optimize the weight transferred to the truck and the weight on the trailer. I don't have a lot of flexibility with RVs. So that's the big reason why you can go heavier on something like this, all the way probably up to your maximum towing capacity if you're careful with how you load it, what your tongue weight is, and how you position and secure things in the back of a dump trailer. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you a little quick short demonstration on why this is such a cool trailer. Big shout out to the folks over at Texas Pride for building this for me. To be honest with you, I was just looking for a reason to use it today. That's the main reason why we moved this pile of reclaim. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have had anything to use it for today. And again, this was a kind of a collaboration where I talked to them about an idea, a concept a year ago. They called me a couple of weeks ago and they said, hey, we built that trailer. Come and get it because we want you to have it. And this is that trailer. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. I'll throw a link in the description of this video to Texas Pride Trailers. Big shout out. Also, if you haven't checked out the videos that I shot at Texas Pride, you need to go back and check those videos out because, well, you have a surprise if you drive through Madisonville, Texas. There is the Bray Motor Museum, which is absolutely amazing. It is a destination. I hope he does a harvest host with it, so you RVers who want to travel through there and stay the night can really, truly appreciate and enjoy what he's done out there and possibly drive a very, very fast muscle car for the first time. Anyways, guys, again, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.